Hi everyone, welcome to your Ashtanga half primary series. My name is Garrett and I'll be guiding you through your practice today. Ashtanga is just a traditional type of yoga that was brought over from India to the States, and it's practiced widely now in a bunch of different studios. There's 6 total series of Ashtanga. Today we'll be practicing the first one. Mostly focuses on bends and folds and twists. We'll only be doing half of it. The full entire series takes about an hour to complete, so this video should be around the 30-minute mark. If you're ready, we'll go ahead and stand at the top of the mat. Big toes come to touch. Allow the heels to go about hip width distance apart, about one fist. Hands come to heart center, or can come down by your sides. Nice tall spine. Crown of the head reaches high. Sole of the feet press down actively. Glutes engage, hips push a little bit more forward, almost trying to eliminate the curvature out of your spine. If your hands are down by your sides, actively reach them down. Pull the shoulders away from the ear. In a yoga class, we use our breath just as much as we use our body. And specifically in an Ashtanga class, traditionally, we use a type of breath called Ujjayi. Strong, powerful, victorious breath. On your next inhale, begin to pull air in through your nose. Fill up from the pit of the belly, up into the rib cage, up into the collarbone. On your exhale, sigh everything out through an open mouth. Another inhale just as before, pull air in. Exhale, sigh it all out. Another inhale just as before, just as deep as before, pull air in as much as you can. This time at the top of your inhale, seal your lips. Exhale everything out through your nose. Slight constriction to the back of your throat, like you're trying to fog a window, but your mouth is closed. This is the breath you'll have through the rest of your practice. When you're ready to move, beginning sun salutation, letter A, to warm up our spine. Inhale, fill up, reach the fingertips high. On your exhale, hinge and fold down. Bring the chest towards the thighs. Inhale, lift up halfway. Hands can go on the shins, back goes flat. On your exhale, hands plant onto the mat. Both feet step back. You land in the top of a push-up. On the same exhale that steps your feet back, begin to bend your elbows lower down to the bottom of your push-up. Inhale to lift the heart. Exhale to lift the hips high and back, downward facing dog. Traditionally in Ashtanga, we pause for 5 breaths in between each round and in between each pose. Find your breath here if you've lost it. Still strong. Turn back to that Ujjayi breath, in and out through the nose. Slight constriction through the throat to build heat. Inhale to turn the gaze up. Exhale, feet travel in between the hands, land in a standing forward fold. Inhale, lift up halfway. Exhale, hinge and fold back down. Inhale, root down, reach the fingertips high, gaze turns high. Exhale, we end where we began, hands at heart center or down by your sides, Samastitihi. Inhale to sweep the arms up. 2 more rounds of sun salutation A. Exhale, hinge and fold down. Inhale, lift up halfway. Exhale, hands plant, feet step back, high to low push up on the exhale. Inhale to lift the heart. Exhale, hips go high and back, downward facing dog. Pause here. Reconnect with your breath. Make it strong. Inhale to turn the gaze up. Exhale, feet travel in between the hands. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, hinge and fold back down. Inhale, root down, reach the fingertips high. Exhale, end where we began. Samastitihi, hands do what they wish. Inhale to sweep the arms up, last time through. Exhale, hinge and fold down. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, hands plant, feet step back, high to low. Inhale to lift the heart. Exhale to lift the hips, reset here. Inhale to turn the gaze up. Exhale, feet travel, forward fold. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, hinge and fold down. Inhale, root down, reach the fingertips high. Exhale, hands to heart center or down by your sides. That concludes sun salutation letter A. Beginning sun salutation letter B for our lower body. Inhale, knees bend, hips sink back, fingertips reach high just as before. This is our chair pose. Weight shifts back into the heels, hips go a little bit lower. Maybe you lift all 10 toes up off the mat. Inhale to fill up. Exhale, hinge and fold down. Inhale, lift up halfway. Exhale, hands plant, feet step back, vinyasa, high to low. Inhale to lift the heart. Exhale, hips rise. Once you're downward facing dog, you step your right foot up to the top of the mat. Back heel travels down. Inhale to reach the fingertips high, warrior one. Square the hips to the front of the room, knee bends a little bit more. Fingertips reach a little bit higher. On your exhale, hands come down to frame the right foot. Step it back, high to low. Inhale, heart lifts. Exhale, hips rise, repeating that on the left side. Left foot travels, back heel down, fingertips reach high. Hips square, knee bends a little bit more. Exhale, hands come down to frame the left foot back, high to low. Inhale, heart rises. Exhale, hips rises. After left and right sides, we pause once again, downward facing dog. Inhale to turn the gaze up. Exhale, feet travel in between the hands, forward fold. Inhale, chair pose, knees bend, hips sink back, fingertips lift. Exhale, hands to heart center, hands go straight, or can come down by your sides. We end where we began. One more round, sun salutation, letter B. Inhale, fingertips rise, knees bend, hips sink back. Exhale, hinge and fold. Inhale, lift up halfway. Exhale, hands plant, feet step back, high to low, catching a bit of a rhythm here. One breath, one movement, hips rise. Right foot travels, warrior one, fingertips lift. Feel the heat building in your body. Exhale, hands come down, step it back, high to low. Inhale, heart. Exhale, hips. Left foot travels, back heel down, reach it high, warrior one. Exhale, hands come down, step it back, high to low. Inhale, heart rises. Exhale, hips go high and back. We pause here after left and right sides. Inhale to turn the gaze up. Exhale, feet travel in between the hands. Inhale, chair pose, knees bend, hips sink back, reach it high. Exhale, hands to heart center or down by your sides. That concludes our warm-up series, Sun A and Sun B. Beginning now our primary series. Step or hop your feet about hip-width distance apart. Inhale to sweep the arms up. Exhale, hinge and fold like we've been doing all practice. This time take both peace fingers and grab onto your big toes. Pull down on your big toes with your peace finger. Keep a nice tall spine by turning the gaze up. You'll be using that throughout your practice. Turn the gaze up, nice tall spine. Pulling elbows east and west, bring the belly a little bit closer towards your thighs. In an Ashtanga practice, we usually hold each pose for about 5 breaths. Inhales always lengthen the spine. Exhales always fold or twist you a little bit more. Inhale, release the bind that you have with your hands. Begin to slip your hands underneath your feet. Big toes touch the wrist. You can bend your knees as much as you need here. Wherever you are, elbows bend east and west. Pull the chest down. Inhale, release the bind you have with your hands. Your hands catch the waist, one vertebrae at a time. You rise back up. Hands come to heart center. Samastitihi, mountain pose is always our reset. On your next inhale, step the right foot to the back of your mat, a little wider than hip width distance apart. Right toes point towards the back of your space. Arms go out to a T. Begin to reach the right hand past the right toes until you can't reach anymore, and eventually it comes down. Left hand reaches high. This is our triangle pose. Not so much about reaching down as it is about opening up through the top hand. Inhale, use your core, stand all the way back up, pivot and turn your toes. Right toes point forward, left toes point towards the front of your space. Arms go out to a T, moving into the left side. Reach the left fingertips past your toes. Eventually your hand comes down, right hand lifts up. Inhales to lengthen the spine. Exhales to send you a little bit deeper. Inhale, use your core, come all the way back up. Exhale, your right foot steps next to your left. Reset, mountain pose. Once again, inhale to step your right foot back. Left toes point forward, right toes point towards the back of your space. Maybe go a little bit wider than your triangle pose. Begin to bend your right knee. Right elbow comes on top of your right knee. as your left hand swims overhead. There's a line of energy from your fingertips all the way down towards the back edge of your foot. Feel the expansion. Breathe into your top lung up here. Exhales to sink you a little bit lower. Inhales to fill up. Exhale, look down. Inhale, use your core, come all the way back up. Pivot and turn your toes. Right toes forward, left toes front of the space. Begin to bend your knee, readjust your feet if you need. Left elbow, left knee, right hand swims overhead. Again, the line of energy all the way from your fingertips down towards your foot. Inhales to expand to lengthen. Exhales to sink you down a little more. Exhale, look down. Inhale, use your core, come all the way back up. Step your foot to the top of the mat, reset here, Samastitihi. Inhale, once again, step your right foot a little bit wider than hip width distance apart. Big toes come in, heels come out just as much as comfortable in your body. Arms reach out to a T. Wide-legged forward fold. Begin to hinge at the hips on your exhale. Empty everything out of your lungs. Readjust your feet if you need. Both palms of the hands press down onto the mat. If this is comfortable for you, you can begin to bend your elbows. And if this is comfortable for you, you can begin to walk your hands back further in between your heels. Inhales to lengthen the spine, to turn the gaze a little higher. Exhales to fold you a little bit more. Inhale, hands catch the waist, one vertebra at a time. Rise all the way up. Keep your feet where they are. Hands clasp back behind you. Pull the fists down. Open up through the heart. Maybe the chin drops back. Leading with the heart. Hinge at the hips. Keep the bind you have with your hands behind you. Let your fists drop over your head. Feel the expansion through the shoulders. Inhales for length. Exhales to fold. Inhale, use your core, stand all the way back up. Right foot meets your left foot at the top of the mat. Samastitihi, we reset here. Last time, right foot steps to the back of your space. A little bit closer than they were before. Stagger your feet so they're about hip width distance apart. All 10 toes point towards the back. Hands can clasp behind you to find opposite elbows, or hands can find reverse namaste. Palms press. Whatever feels good in your body. Begin to hinge and fold down. Lead with the heart. Whenever you feel sensation in the backside of your right leg, you pause there. Inhales for length. Exhales for fold. Inhale, use your core, stand all the way back up. Pivot and turn all 10 toes to face the front of your space. Moving on to the left side, switch your hands if you need. Lead with the heart, begin to hinge at the hips, take a forward fold. Sensation through the back side of your leg. Turn back to your Ujjayi breath if you've lost it. Still in and out through the nose, still strong. Slight constriction in the back of your throat. Inhale, use your core, stand all the way back up. Exhale, right foot meets the left at the top of your space. This concludes our standing postures. Reset here by inhale, chair pose. Bend the knees, sink the hips back, fingertips reach high. Before we've held this for just one breath, now we're going to hold it for the traditional 5. Find your breath here. Weight sinks back into your heels. Maybe all 10 toes lift up. One more inhale for length. Exhale, hinge and fold down. Inhale, lift up halfway. Exhale, hands plant, feet step back, high to low push-up. Vinyasa, lift your heart. Exhale, hips rise. Right foot steps up in between the hands. Back heel finds the mat. Moving into the warrior 2, we did warrior 1 before. Hips open to the long edge of your mat. Arms go out to a T, gaze just past your front fingertips. Palms can face up or down. If you look past the inside of your right knee, you can see your right big toe. One more inhale for length. Exhale, keep your arms where they are. Pivot and turn your toes. Left toes point towards the back of your space. Begin to bend into the left leg. Again, hips open long, arms open long. Inhale for length. Exhale, both legs go straight. Cartwheel both hands down to the front of your space to frame the right foot. Step it back, high to low. Inhale, lift the heart. Exhale, hips rise. You finally made it to the floor. Walk your feet about to the middle of your mat and take a seat. Both legs go long out in front of you. Toes pull towards the face. Tops of the thighs engage. Hips press down into the mat. Crown of the head reaches high. Hands pressed down by your hips. This looks like a resting pose, but it is not. Hands pressed down. Hips might even rise up off the mat. You're pressing down so much. Chest stays open. Chin tucks down into the chest. Find your breath. Inhale, reach your fingertips high. Exhale, keep the same engagement through your legs. Begin to hinge at the hips. Once you feel your back start to round, you know you've gone far enough. Peace fingers grab onto the big toes. Again, elbows bend east and west to pull yourself further down. Chin looks forward. Inhale, walk your hands back up. Cross both ankles. We've been taking a vinyasa. We'll take a half vinyasa. From your ankles crossed, hands plant, feet step back, high to low. Inhale, heart rises. Exhale, hips rise. Again, taking a seat. Feet find the top of the mat, sit down. Your right leg stays long. Take your left foot, place it on the inside of your right thigh. Knee opens out to the side. Inhale for length, fingertips reach. Exhale to fold. Once you feel your back start to round, you know you've gone far enough. It doesn't matter how far you fold, even if your hands only find your knee or your shin. Inhale for length. Exhale to fold a little bit more. Inhale, walk your fingertips back up, switching sides. Left leg goes long, right sole of the foot finds the inside. Inhale for length. Exhale to fold. Notice how your breath builds heat. Heat is how we're able to sink down into these postures. Inhale, walk your fingertips up. Exhale, half vinyasa, ankles cross, hands plant. Feet step back, high to low. Inhale, heart. Exhale, hips. Feet travel, top of the mat, take a seat. Right leg goes long. Sole of the foot of the left foot steps outside of the hip. Inhale for length. Exhale, begin to fold down on the inside of your left leg over your right leg. Your left hip may come off the ground, that's perfectly fine. If you're good here, you can stay, or you can take your left hand, wrap it around your shin. Take your right hand, wrap it around your back, and create a bind with your hands. Pull yourself down, still keeping a strong spine. One last exhale to fold. Inhale to walk your hands back up. Switch sides. Left leg goes long. Right leg steps on the outside of your hip. Inhale for length. Exhale for fold. Swim the hand around if binding is in your practice. Use this bind to pull you down. If you don't have it, pull yourself down, whichever way works for you, keeping the gaze high. Inhale, walk back up. Exhale, half vinyasa, ankles cross, hands plant, feet step back, lower down. Inhale, heart. Exhale, hips rise. Feet travel, top of the mat. Take a seat. Right leg goes long, left leg steps on the outside of your hip. Same thing as before. Inhale for length. This time begin to take a twist. Right elbow on the outside of your left knee. Left hand plants back behind you. Press knee into elbow, elbow into knee as you twist. Turn your gaze past your back shoulder. Exhales twist you a little bit more. Inhales lengthen the spine. Inhale, unwind. Back to center, cross sides. Left leg goes long. Right foot steps up. Elbow to knee, right hand plants behind you. Take a twist, gaze past your back shoulder. Inhale, unwind. Exhale, half vinyasa, ankles cross, hands plant, feet step back, high to low. Inhale, heart. Exhale, hips rise. Feet travel, take a seat. Inhale, boat pose. From your seat, begin to lift your legs up off the mat. Hands rise up. This is a core activation. Legs may even go straight. Always toes pull forward, always palms face up in order to pull the chest forward. Not rounding through the back here, opening up. One more breath, inhale to lift. Exhale, ankles cross, hands plant down by your hips, bump something off the ground, whether it's your hips, whether it's your feet, find something. Inhale, drop down, boat pose. We have 2 more. Lift up, 5 breaths. Find your Ujjayi pranayama, in and out through the nose. Exhale, cross your ankles, hands plant, bump up. Engage through the core, try to round through the back here. Inhale, drop the belly, open up, arch the back, puff the chest. Inhale to lift up. Exhale, ankles cross, hands plant, top of the mat, send the feet back, half vinyasa, high to low. Inhale, heart. Exhale, hips. Feet travel, front of the mat. Take a seat. Soles of the feet press down, knees point high. Begin to lower down onto your back. Don't get excited. Once you find yourself here on your back, bring your heels a little bit closer towards your glutes. Press your shoulders down in the mat by opening up your chest, pushing the shoulders down. Hands plant down by your hips. Push the earth away from you. Begin to rise your hips up. Notice how your chin comes closer towards your chest. Activation through the backside body. Maybe you even lift up onto the balls of your feet. Inhale to lift up. Exhale, hips drop down. Once your hips find the mat, immediately lift back up on the inhale. Inhale for length. Exhale, drop down. One last time. The same amount as our boat pose. Inhale, lift up. Inhale, last one. Exhale, drop it down. Sit back up, ankles cross, hands plant, feet step back, high to low. Inhale, heart. Exhale, hips. Feet travel, top of the mat. Take a seat. Once you find yourself here on your back, again, your way onto your back. Both legs go long up towards the sky, feet pull in. If you're good here, you can stay. Or if you need more sensation, you can begin to bump your hips up off the mat, catch them with your hands. Feet go high. If this is where you need to be, stay. Or you can begin to drop your toes behind your head into a plow pose. Whatever works. We have 2 more breaths wherever you are. Looking for sensation through the backside body and collapse through the front side body. When you're ready, as slowly as you need to go, begin to find your way again back onto your back. Hug your knees into your chest, rock back and forth until you create enough momentum. Ankles cross, hands plant, feet step back, high to low. One last vinyasa. Inhale to lift the heart. Exhale, hips rise. Inhale, gaze turns up. Exhale, feet travel. Sit down on your hips. This is our last pose, Shavasana. Heels go about mat width distance apart. Find your torso long. Reach the hands out in front of you. One vertebrae at a time. Engage through the core. Lower back hits the mat. Middle back, upper back, shoulders, back of the head drops down. Hands come down by your hips. Palms can face up or down. Just as you did at the beginning of class, find your breath. There's nothing left to do, nothing left to be. Just take rest. Shavasana. Begin to bring your attention back to the room around you. Sounds touching the ears, light touching the back of the eyes. If you need to stay in your Shavasana, stay as long as you need. But if you're ready, introduce some movements into your body. Fingers and toes wiggle, wrists and ankles make circles, head rocks from side to side. If you're ready, if you're lying on your back, fingertips reach overhead like you just woke up in the morning. Engage all the muscles in your body, and then bring it into the midline. Give yourself a nice big hug. Back of the head comes off the mat, knees come into the nose. You're gonna rock from side to side, massage out the lower spine. Turn that side to side rocking motion back and forth, until you create enough momentum to come up into a comfortable seated position. Hands come to heart center, chin tucks down into the chest. Thank you for joining me and allowing me to guide your practice and guide your space. Inhale, sweep the arms out and up. Bring them back down to heart center. The light and love in me bows to and honors to the light and love in each and every one of you. Stay humble, my friends. Namaste. Good job, you guys. Again, my name is Garrett. This was a half primary series of the traditional Ashtanga full primary series. I hope you guys enjoyed. Come back soon. Have a good rest of your day.